Good morning for another edition of Coffee with and He. Today is Monday, October 3rd. I am sitting in Beaufort, North Carolina, right next to Fort Macon, which is North Carolina's second largest draw state park with 1.2 million visitors a year. Got like a protected swimming area, a nature trail. I believe it was fortifications during the 1850s, 1860s. It was probably also used during the Second World War. I'm looking at a Coast Guard cutter right now and a small ship, some barge and dredging equipment, and somebody in a little runabout. It's not quite 8 in the morning. The kids are all sleeping right now, and Tracy, I'm letting sleep in a little bit. We had a beautiful day of sailing yesterday. Never caught anything. And about 5:30, 6 o'clock, the winds went from being variable at 10 to 15 knots. They were gusting up to 30, 35 estimation. So we ended up dropping our sails, and by that time Micah and Camden were seasick again. We decided to head in for Beaufort. We really wanted to go to the Bight out at the end, which is supposed to be a very, very pretty protected anchorage and a beautiful sunrise. But today the wind's supposed to kick up the remnants of the depression of Hurricane Ivan have circled back out. They've gone back out to sea, and it's causing a lot of wind in this area. It's blowing in the 20s now. Should be a little bit higher later. About 2 or 3 p.m. it's supposed to be gusting 35 to 50 miles an hour, depending on where we're at. So what we're wanting to do is get a little inland, run up the ICW a little bit, get some miles between us and the shore, and just get some land mass as protection. And, just a little land, and trees and houses break up the wind so much. So our goal today is to head to Pimlico Sound. To position ourselves, we are 105 miles away by water from Coinjock. What's Coinjock? Well, I don't really know it all yet, but I do know that if you're a sailor and you've been in North Carolina, you're supposed to go to Coinjock and have the prime rib. Michael speaks very highly of it. I've actually heard a couple of people talk about it, but now I've got prime rib on my mind. You go through life and you go through ups and downs, and you find goals that keep you motivated. And I know it's silly. Right now mine is prime rib. Love it. Always have. My dad used to make a prime rib that he cooked in the oven. He would coat it with rock salt, just completely cover that prime rib. Put it in the oven, 450, 500 degrees for, I think it was like 45 minutes. And then you turn the oven off and let it sit for 2 hours, and bring it out, and it's this brown, solid chunk of salt, bloody brown salt. You take a hammer, sanitary of course, and crack that salt off, and what you had inside was a great prime rib. Now I've done it a couple of times. I think my brother Randall has done it several times. My brother-in-law Mark does a mean prime rib. We did one last year at some point. Maybe it was 2 years ago. We need to do one of those again. Might have to do it over Thanksgiving when we're back in town. So I got a lot of things on my mind this morning. You usually don't see me with a hat on. I'm wearing my sailing gloves, which work wonders when you're handling line. I kind of thought they were overrated until I started handling line on a consistent basis, and now I just pretty much want to have them on. It's a little chilly, but it's not bad. I do have a beanie hat on. I'm repping the Funkle shirt from my niece and nephew. And I believe they're done with their weekend together up in Ocean City, Maryland. Hope they had a good time. I'm looking at this Coast Guard base, and I'm just thinking about, I've got some friends that are going through some medical ailments. Coco had a bad accident in her car a little over a month ago, and has a long battle of recovery ahead of her. But she's a plucky lady. She's got some wherewithal with her. She moved to this country, and she's from Japan, and owns her own business and does everything herself. And she's a bootstrap kind of girl, pulls herself up and gets through whatever she needs to. She's got a great support of a good community of friends right now in Nashville. And I pray for Coco daily. Still hoping our buddy Chalmers is doing well. But mainly what's on my mind today is my buddy Bev. Bev was one of Tracy's best friends growing up in Charleston. And he's diabetic, and he's just been dealing with complications from that. And he's going in for a procedure today. And he did what any good person should do when you're making a big decision, is you seek mentorship, you pray about it, and then you just really come to peace with the situation. And I'm in awe of the way he came to peace and the way he's approaching it. He's going to come out of this better able to heal with a different perspective that's hopefully going to help him and help others around him. I'm proud of him. So we're still heading towards Annapolis. Naysayers, we'll get there. I'm not sure what marine electronics will have functional by the time we get there. Our anemometer and digital wind vane, or not digital, I guess it's digital, went out yesterday after Hurricane Ian. So we've got one depth finder functional right now. The bearing on the compass and the chart plotter and the GPS are all different from what we have on our phones as well. So we go with any two that are corroborating, and we're using Navionics for our navigation. It's getting us there. We're looking at the top of the mast for the wind direction vane, and we're getting it done. Sometimes you have to crawl before you can walk. We got to figure all this stuff out ourselves. Seagull coming in close. I know it's not as exciting this morning because it's not coffee with he and Tracy, but I'm letting her sleep in. it's almost time to wake her up. Once I do that, she may want to do a quick coffee with Tracy. We'll see. I know she's going to be cold though. It's in the 50s here. Our goal is just to get out of the wind a little bit. Without further ado, I think I'm going to go ahead and sign off. You guys have a wonderful day, and I will see you on the flip side.